Nathan's dad recently passed away last year. He was a sweet, sweet old man. He spoke Yiddish. He was from Poland. He had survived several of the concentration camps. He happened to have been what do you call that? A shoemaker. And so they kept him alive. They just kept moving him around. His story is quite interesting. And for the last 50 years he had diabetes. And if you've seen the film Simply Raw, Reversing Diabetes in 30 Days, Nathan and I saw that film and we were convinced we wanted to help him reverse his diabetes. By the way, that film is, right now they're running a special through September 25th. Let's see. Yeah, September 25th, where you can get the film half off. So come to our website and click through. I'll try to put it somewhere so you can click through and you'll be able to get that half off. Anyway, his dad wasn't interested. He just liked his food too much. He wanted to eat his food. He didn't want to heal. It's too bad. It's hard to see your loved ones suffer. I was telling my friend Ave, whose brother is ill, that you can lead a person to water, but you can't. Like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And that's just how it is. Everybody has to decide for themselves. And each of us has to come to some peace with death. It's not an easy topic for our culture. We go through so much. Like I have a friend, she got 2 lung transplants. And I'm wondering, why would anybody ever do that to themselves? I wouldn't. You know, I just go. I mean, there must be, I believe in reincarnation, so I also believe that the soul lives for eternally. So there must be a zillion things that the soul can do on the planet, or on other planets, or in other realms of the universe. This is not the only place there is. This is probably one of the tougher places. But there are a lot of things to be joyful about and blessed. And just wanted to end with something Janet wrote here about a friend of hers who was a farmer in Courtright. And this woman was 35, and she had left some corporate job to go farm the land because that's what she really wanted to do. And she loved farming. And she was an organic farmer. She had so much produce that she used to give it away. She told people she couldn't sell it or eat it. There was just an abundance. So in her life was filled with abundance. And one day she was out working in her gardens and she had an accident with the tractor. Her thumb was severed. And fortunately another person came along right at that time and grabbed her thumb and grabbed her and took her to the hospital, and they were able to put the thumb back on. Now during the operation she almost died. Her heart stopped and they thought she was a goner. Later on she told Janet that there was one point during the operation where she was outside of her body and she could see the doctors working on her, and there was a very bright light and Jesus stood in front of her. Now she was not a Christian at the time. I don't know, she wasn't Christian, but Jesus stood in front of her and said, "It's time to go now." And she said to Jesus, "I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I have to get the seeds in and harvested. There's lots of people waiting for this food. And the next thing she knew, she was in the recovery room. And she told my friend here, Janet Sahafi, this story. And Janet relays it in this book because she says that when Jesus comes, or when God comes for you, we need to be ready so as not to miss the opportunity. And the way the story ended up for Janet's friend is she never lived out the year to harvest the plants. Within a few months, they found out she had a brain tumor, and then a few months later, she died. And Janet said she died a very painful death. Now, she felt that Jesus came to take her sooner to avoid all that pain, but she wasn't ready. So I hope I'm ready when it's my turn. And when God, this time when death looked me in the eye, I said, no, I'm not ready. And because I didn't believe that it was my time. But if Jesus ever appears in my vision and says it's time to go, I think I'll go with them. Would you? Well, at any rate, those are just some of the thoughts I have today while contemplating day 53 on the Juice Feast. Cheers. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.